Hi there, I'm Christy. Welcome to my homestead, and to my channel. I am in northern Alberta, Canada. As you can see, we're having a slight storm. Today in this video, I am participating in the Three Rivers Challenge, which is a pantry challenge, and I always like to minimize the amount of waste I have and to try to stretch ingredients as far as I can for all the things that I've canned or grown or preserved. So in this video, you're gonna get to see me make this. You're also going to get to see how Canadians make popsicles on days like today. And you're also going to get to see me make this. I hope you enjoy. I hope you are warm and safe wherever you are. I know in some of the places where many of you are watching, you're getting some storms and some weather that you're not used to. I hope you are doing well. I'll see you in a bit. While I was rummaging through my pantry, I found a couple of jars of fruit that I had canned up. I found a jar of spiced peaches and spiced pears, and I thought it would be a great day to make a cobbler using this fruit. So what I did is I poured the juice off of the jar of fruit and I reserved it because I'm gonna make some Canadian popsicles for you today as well. And so basically I just added both in together to the same casserole dish and cleaned up my mess because that's just how I roll. And then I got some tapioca starch. Now I love using tapioca starch as a thickener, and this is so easy. I don't have to put any sugar in this because it's already been canned in a light syrup, like a super light syrup, so it's not overly sweet. And the starch will work as a thickener when it bakes. I then added a cup of flour, a little bit of salt, some baking powder, some sugar, and I just gave it a good little blend up with some shortening that I found in the cupboard that was about to expire. I basically just treated it as it was a biscuit dough because essentially that's what this is. And I don't know the measurements. I'm just winging it here, trying to use up some ingredients. I know this is so frustrating for some people, but that's just what I do. There are so many great recipes available for this kind of recipe of cobbler. I took some of the fruit juice that I reserved and I added it in place of milk or water. At this point, usually you would add milk or water to this biscuit dough, but I just wanted to add some of the fruit juice to give it a little bit of flavor and use it up. So I just kind of like dropped the dough on top, just like you would any other sort of cobbler like this. And it was really simple, really easy. I wasn't too sure about how the pears and the peaches would go together. They had a similar flavor. The only thing I would do different is I would add a little bit of vanilla to the bottom part. I have some vanilla beans that I would have loved to have used. I just baked it up and let it do its thing. Next, I was not going to let that really delicious fruit juice go to waste, so I rummaged in my fridge and I found some yogurt, and I mixed the yogurt with that fruit juice that I reserved from the jars of fruit. Now, usually when I make these, I don't use yogurt. I typically use coconut milk or coconut cream, but either way, it worked great. It's just making like a frozen yogurt treat, which was awesome. I then took some blueberries that I had found in the back of my freezer. I hoard these because they're my favorite. They are a wild low bush blueberry. So good. You have not had blueberries until you've had wild low bush Canadian blueberries. Those are awesome. So I just basically stirred them in there really lightly. I kind of wanted to make some visual interest. That's why I did it that way. I wanted swirls from the blueberries just to make them pretty. And then I just mixed up some more yogurt and fruit juice and just dumped it on in. Like I said, I would typically use coconut cream to make like a dairy-free popsicle treat or ice cream treat, but I've used actually banana. I've used pureed banana and thinned it out with the juice before and then added fruit to it as well. So it's so versatile, so easy, but it's a great way to use up your fruit juice. And there's actually a lot of vitamins in the fruit juice, even though it's a syrup. Okay, this is where we're going to put the Canadian and the popsicles. We're going for a field trip to my truck. It was currently about 20 below or 15 below, something like that. So Chaz was really excited because he knows what this is all about. He was really, really eager to open that door for me. And so here he was hustling out to the pickup. And we just threw it in the truck and we left it in overnight. And in the morning, you will have to continue watching to see how they turned out. So yeah, he was pretty excited.
Hey, sweetie. Truck popsicles.
So when we came back in, we decided to take a peek and see how the cobbler was doing, and it was looking great. And Chaz's sniffer was getting him in trouble because he actually convinced me to have some of this before supper. So it smelled the whole house up beautifully. All right, so for dinner, I wanted to use some queso mix that I had found in my pantry. It'd been there for a while. And we went out to the pantry and grabbed some potatoes that we had grown this past season, chopped them up into little hash browns. And I really like using red potatoes because I have a sensitivity to the white ones. So to season these potatoes, I just put some olive oil on top of them and give them a good stir. And then I found some seasoning. It was like the pizza, everything but the pizza from Pampered Chef. I had a bottle of that to use up, and I just tossed it in there. It's Chaz's favorite. Then I put it in my air fryer for 25 minutes on the rotisserie. Browned up some beef. This is grass-fed beef, homegrown. My father-in-law raised this beef. And in the pot, I am adding cashew milk and then the mix for the queso. Is that how you say it? Queso? I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, I grabbed some cheese and threw it on in. The cobbler was smelling so amazing, and Chaz was I spying that thing. So I caved and let him try some before dinner, and he was not going to protest.
All right. It is going to be warm. Dessert before supper.
Oh, yeah.
How does it look in there? Let's see.
It's good.
Delicious?
Yeah.
How many stars out of 10?
Like a 10-star.
A 10-star? I need to start making some crappier meals or something, or like better ones.
It's perfect, huh?
I take it you're enjoying that. All right, thanks for testing.
Yeah, thank you.
You have ashes from the wood stove on your face.
Oh.
Chaz has been on fire duty, keeping the fire going downstairs. He's been doing a good job. All right, next I found some beans that come from my garden and in the freezer, so I threw those on in. I threw in some freeze-dried mushrooms, some freeze-dried peas from the other day that we had done up, and some chives that were sitting there that I need to use up. And I just basically heated it on up through. And once that was all cooked up, I took some of the potatoes that we did in the air fryer and I just put it in a little pie plate. And the reason I was doing it this way is because my husband, Tyson, I was not sure when he was going to get home for dinner. So I wanted to do something that I could just pull out of the oven and we can just have it when everyone got home. So this was the easiest way for me to do this. So I basically put half of the mixture of beef on top of the potatoes, and then I poured half of the sauce that I had made, the queso sauce, on top of the potatoes and the beef, and then I just threw it into the oven and baked. The rest of it I put into a casserole dish and froze it for a later meal. But this is what it looked like when I pulled it out of the oven, and oh, it is so good. We don't typically eat a lot of food this way. We are usually more we don't use a lot of cheese or dairy products. So this was really a treat. We felt like we're on vacation from what's normal for us. So this was really a delicious dish. I highly recommend if you have queso mix to use up, do it this way. You won't regret it. It is delicious. Now let's get the professional's opinion.
All right.
Cool.
Out of 10, how would you score it?
A 10, yeah.
Another 10?
Yeah,
I'm on a roll.
yeah.
Well, it's the next day, and it's time to go check on our popsicles. Chaz is not here, unfortunately, to help taste test this time because there was a winter storm and the school buses were canceled, but his dad gave him a lift to school, so he didn't get to miss any days at all today. But I decided I was going to go grab those popsicles out of the truck and take a look and see how they were doing. Gotta clear some of this snow off here first. And yeah, it was a little bit of a snowstorm over the night. Don't judge me, my truck is filthy. It's been busy with other things, but the popsicles themselves look great. I guess I probably could have brought them in last night. They would have been nice and firmed up, but they did really well. Now let's see how they look when you pull them out. The moment of truth. They're so good. So good. Yes, the yogurt does work good. It's just a frozen yogurt bar. I do prefer them made with coconut milk or with banana pureed with fruit juice instead, but the yogurt was a nice treat. So good. Sadie was I-spying it. She really wanted to taste it. Sorry, Sadie. So this was my breakfast after chores. It was good. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this content, please do like this video and hit the subscribe button so that you can come back for the next one. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.